Trumps. I'm back with another video now, and I'm going to read comments from this post. Now, the reason I'm doing it is I looked at some of the comments, and they are hilarious. Like, seriously. Like, many of you, knowing by now that the country's basically divided on Donald Trump. Is he good or bad? And, it's pretty divided. It's really, really divided. Like, you can easily find that on Twitter or basically anywhere. Anywhere you could find it. Like on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's basically all over the place. Like, you can't escape the divided, the divisiveness, polarizing and all that. Words, synonyms with dividing. But yeah, so Mark Hamill, who's the actor of Luke Skywalker, made this post of Donald Trump. It was like saying that the mayor of New York stole my campaign. That's the tweet Donald Trump made. Like promises made, promises kept. That's not nice at all. No imagination. And right here it says, "Dear Donald, speaking of stolen campaign slogans, maybe you would be better informed if you watched less TV and read more history books." Now, if you see here, there's someone doing promises made, promises kept. And it was originally from 1968. So you claiming that promises made, promises kept is your slogan is pretty stupid. But that's not the only thing. The famous "Make America Great Again"? Well, he's not the only president to have done it. And there are lots of other presidents that actually have done it. But one particular Republican president has been more noted for me, and that's Reagan. And look what it says at the bottom. "Let's make America great again." So, yeah, it's pretty funny. But you want to know what's more funny than that? The comments here. Like, if you read the comments, they are very hilarious. Like, "Mark, you're an entertainer, not a politician. You're entitled to opinions, but..." Here's the thing. Most of the comments you're going to find, like, "You're an actor or whatever. Stay out of politics." Well, here's the thing, though. Like, they're allowed to speak their minds and stuff. Just because they're actors doesn't mean they're just people you see in movies. Like like a guy who played Luke Skywalker. Just because he plays Luke Skywalker doesn't mean he's not allowed to say whatever he wants. That's kind of stupid. I just don't like how people try to use that argument. It's pretty bad. He stole it because Reagan was an inspirational Mark. He is a modern Reagan. Stay out of politics. Now this comment, I think this stands out the most. Like at the end he uses the "stay out of politics." Like, most of the comments you'll find, like, "stay out of politics" or whatever. And the Reagan was an inspiration Mark. Okay. I mean, that is debatable with every historical figure, but I I personally really like Reagan. My father also likes Reagan. And we're both Democrats, and he probably is probably more Democrat than I am, but but we both like Reagan, and he is a modern Reagan. Now, sure, maybe like the tax cuts, I guess, but like, for me, he isn't a modern Reagan because like, sure, both are outsiders, fine, but the difference is the personalities. Like, Reagan is very charming, actually, and is actually very funny. Like, he was charismatic, because he was an actor and all of that. Yeah, and he is actually a very nice guy. And we all know that's not the thing Trump's very good at these days. So, I disagree that he's a modern Reagan. If you think he is a modern Reagan, fine, but in my opinion, I just don't see him being a modern Reagan. And in fact, I see him like probably a worse version of Reagan, probably. I don't know, maybe not. Like, like in my opinion, I think Reagan truly cared about America, while Trump, I just don't see it that much. You know, all these people complaining about what he posts on his Instagram are hilarious. He can post whatever he wants. Don't like it, then just unfollow it. I'm gonna like that comment because that is actually right. Because that's what basically all these people are doing. What are the replies here? I want to see. But yeah, I agree with this comment. Like, yes, they're hilarious, and if you don't like it, then just unfollow him. Yeah, that's why. That is why he's complaining about what Trump said. He is allowed to. Then why is he complaining about what Trump said? And you do know this is a joke, right? Like, I think Mark Hamill, I think he was probably joking. I don't know his true. I don't know his true intentions were, but he doesn't like Donald Trump. I've seen this many cases in his post and some other forms of media, and he wasn't complaining. It didn't look like complaining. It looked more like a joke. Yeah, and we tend to not like lies and insults. Most of us aren't following it. These are things in the news. I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to read some of these comments without saying it aloud. Yeah, I'm not going to look at this. I'll just go look. I always listen to celebrities for political advice. I wouldn't do it all the time, I think. I don't know, if you want to see what they think, fine, but I don't know. I mean, it is your opinion, so. Who cares? We all put aside our personal feelings about whoever's in office and support them no matter race or party. Wait, let me read this one. Okay, now, I disagree with him here, because he's saying we should just support them no matter what. I don't agree with that. Because, because that's not very a healthy way of running a country, or how a country works. Like, I just read this book called Animal Farm for summer reading. It's this book. Basically, it's about, if you haven't read it yet or whatever, actually, wait, but anyway, Animal Farm, which is actually written, like, around World War II, like, near the end of World War II to warn everybody about communism. But, Stalin and all that. Like, basically, but in the book, it's basically these farm animals who rebel against their owner because he was very cruel, and they make their own society in the farm. Their two leaders, they disagree, and then, like, one of them decides to use force and fear to chase him away, and then the leader that didn't, the leader that didn't run away, and the one that used fear and stuff to get the other leader away, controls the society, or the animal farm. And basically what happens is this. It's like, when people questioned him, they used fear, and then, like, 2 seconds later they're done, and then no one, like, disagreed. They just supported him. And what happened was, he got so much control because they did nothing. He basically, they had principles, like, when they won the rebellion, but, like, they had these principles on that, but when they, as time went on, he became more of the evil that they were trying to destroy. So I very disagree with this one because that's how dictatorships work. Now, Trump isn't using fear or all that, or actually, wait, he kind of is, but that's a topic for another day. But like, what I'm saying is that is a very unhealthy way, in my opinion, for like a country, because our leaders need to know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. Now, the country may go a little overboard here in this scenario, but they're still voicing out their opinions, and sadly, they're not being heard, but at least they're voicing them. That's like how dictatorships bloom. Like, they use fear and just have everybody agree with them no matter what, and that's very unhealthy. I just don't agree with that. Hmm. Ironic. Folks are telling Mark Hamill to stay out of politics because he's a celebrity. Are the same folks who support a billionaire for president. Hmm. I mean, not really. Like, like my problem with Trump is, it's just like his policies I really don't agree with. They're like centered around, oh, I'm going to be tough, but that means going against almost everybody, going against our allies or being hostile to them and being more, you know, being more friendly with well, with our not enemies, or with our enemies, kind of, or countries we're not really friendly with usually. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, that's my biggest problem with Trump. He claims we're getting lots of stuff done when they aren't. That's why people call Trump a dictator, because he has this. Like, he isn't a dictator. I don't think he's gonna, like, uh, have a plot or whatever to take over America and become king or whatever. I don't see that happening. But it does subtly. There are subtle signs of, stuff you could usually see in a dictator. Like, there are some aspects of him that do seem very dictatory-ish, but not to a full extent. Like the press. Dictators usually don't like the press. Like that are free speech or whatever. They usually like the ones that support them. That's it. Yeah, and there's also there's lots of stuff. He's pretty radical. You may not like him, but you should still respect him. And stay out of politics while you're ahead. You're gonna make all these nerds argue. Trump has done great things. Yes, he is stupid, but he still has done great things. And he is human and makes mistakes. And it's what? Okay, okay. Yes, he is stupid, but he has done great things. He is human and makes mistakes. Oh, this is a weird comment, but you are not him. Once you are in shoes, you can judge. But no, like, I think, like, if you like Trump, then fine. Like, if you like, there are some people I think that I know that, like, they're like, yeah, he's kind of an idiot a bit, but he isn't that bad. He's actually pretty good. And, well, I think you're crazy. Well, I think you're crazy. I will respect your opinions, because, you know what? Fine. Like, the economy's doing okay, and people usually attribute that to Trump. Personally, I disagree. I don't think the good economy is him. It's actually Obama. I'm not the only one, kind of, but people usually credit him with that. But yeah, but saying because you're not in his shoes, that's pretty dumb. That's like a pretty dumb thing to do. Like, that's like saying, hey, that's not a good thing that you killed that you became a murderer and killed a guy. Oh yeah, let's see how you try it. Like, no, like, that's kind of stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God, stop dividing America by criticizing our president and instead look at the good he's done and maybe we can make America great. There are comments like these that I really don't like. That, oh my God, stop dividing America. Like, he's joking here. He isn't criticizing him at all. Well, actually, he kind of is, but it's a joke. But it's just these comments are pretty terrible. Like, you should criticize a president, any president at all. Like, but only where it is needed. Like, let's say he did something good. You know, like deep down inside you say, hey, that's a good job. But you just want to criticize him because, you want to. But if he actually, like what I'm saying is, if he did a good job, then applaud him for it or something. Like say, hey, you did a good job. But if he did something wrong or bad or something you really disagree with, then maybe criticize him for that. Like, you should do that. Saying you shouldn't criticize our president is pretty dumb. Now, I think people are a little tired of the people saying, I don't like Trump, but, it is people's opinions, and he is mostly unpopular. Like, like his approval ratings are still, well, they're not, I don't think they're that low. I don't know how low they are, actually. I haven't looked at them for a while. But they're not like 60%, I can guarantee you that. Can you please stop talking about politics? I love you, man, but please stop. It's annoying. Well, he's allowed to talk about it. If you don't, well, he's allowed to talk about it. If he wants to, he wants to. If you don't want to hear anymore, just unfollow him. Just as simple as that. For all those giving Mark Hamill crap, just remember, he took out the Empire before he could do it again. I mean, I like the joke and all, but I don't know. He did take out the Empire. Well, actually, no, he technically didn't. Well, actually, yeah, he kind of did. Actually, no, it was more like Darth Vader took out the Empire, but he did ask him to turn. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Stick to acting. You're good at politics, not so much. Well, he's not a politician, but he's allowed to speak his mind. I hate these comments that just keep saying, "Oh, politics, not so much." Don't do that. Like, don't talk about it. Speaking of movie, Mark, you should stick to. No, I already read that. You earned yourself an unfollow. Well, if you unfollow him, then good. Get out of politics. Well, you unfollowed, but you still commented to complain that he's talking about politics. Maybe you should focus on all dark green, invigorating. Wait a minute. I did not just read that comment right. Please tell me that was a lie. No, it's not. Here's the thing. In terms of importance, Star Wars is not that important. Like, seriously, it's a rock compared to the world we're living in today. Like, my main problem with Star Wars... Well, actually, no. My main problem with the... like, the Star Wars fan base is they're always like, Star Wars is dying and all that. Like, they're taking it way too seriously. Like, the Star Wars fan base is basically one of the worst fan bases now. Like, maybe a year ago, I would have been like, well, I would have probably been like, if someone asked me a year ago, like, what is the worst fan base? I wouldn't have said Star Wars. I probably would have not thought of anything, actually. Well, maybe one of the fan bases I hate everything mentioned, but, like, besides that, like, to me, I never really had, like, this fan base is the worst, because they're basically, this or that. But with Star Wars, they are probably one of my worst fan base. It's probably like one of the worst fan bases ever now. Because it's basically a bunch of adults, or basically kids now, because that's how they're acting. Like Star Wars is dying, Kathleen Kennedy's ruining it, and Disney's just cares about the money and all that. We need to start a rebellion or whatever, like the original trilogy. Like, geez, take a freaking chill pill. It is so annoying. Bro, I think you may need to take a look at it. Like, what is it? Oh no, how will I cope with this already skyrocketed career and extremely comfortable retirement whenever he chooses to take it? Maybe, well, he... How crazy is that? Like, this person is definitely right. Like, seriously. Like, in terms of importance, talking about or criticizing or trying to help the country by speaking your mind is more important than a freaking kids franchise. Now, you may argue Star Wars is probably not for kids, but it basically is now. It has always been for kids. Like, no matter what, you can't deny it. Like, seriously, Star Wars has one of the biggest toy franchises. Actually, it's the biggest toy franchise or whatever of all time. Like, it's basically for kids. Like, jeez. Okay. You know, I'm not going to read those comments. I think we as an American people need to come together, you know, as we won't reach that unless people... actually really like this comment. Like I think we need to come together no matter. Yeah, I agree with this one. This is like, I think so far this has the most likes I see so far. I really like this comment though. Like, you know, I'm a liberal and he's a conservative and all that, but I really agree with that comment. Like, he seems like a good guy. Like one of the few comments that are actually good. No one wanted Supreme Leader Clinton or Emperor Obama. Like, here's the thing. In my opinion, I don't know. I think I would have preferred Clinton to be president instead of Trump. I think the political dividedness probably would have stayed around, but in terms of things actually getting done and me not yelling at every Twitter post he basically posts, I think I probably would have chose Clinton over Trump. Like, that's just my opinion, but it didn't happen, so, you know, I'll move on from that, but there's always 2020. That's like I think somewhere like less than 900 days now. As soon as 2019 comes in, we're going to hear some potentials for president to go against Trump, so we'll see. And Emperor Obama. Oh man, it's funny how people think like Obama is a criminal or whatever. It's very hilarious. Like, I feel really bad for Obama. Like, if you really didn't like Obama's presidency, you thought, like, if you really didn't like him because of some stuff he did in as president, like, you know, like if he actually did something bad, like let's say you think he didn't do well in the economy, or he didn't, or you don't agree with him on the Iran deal or whatever, then I I won't understand, but that's your opinion. Okay, that's fine. But if you're gonna call him like a criminal, a Muslim, or all of that, then just get out of the internet or get out of the room, because like that is so stupid. Like, I feel very bad for Obama. Like, many people throw out these myths and lies at him, you know, passing him off as real, and many people sadly took him seriously. In fact, Trump even used some of these myths. Like, he might not be real American citizen. He could be a Muslim, like, or like no, like a Kenyan president or whatever. Like he's not born here. Like it's so annoying. And like I don't know. There was this teacher once that said like there were people questioning his birth certificate, and knowing it now, I kind of wish I said like, but people are trying to say it as this bad way to defame him. Like they're just doing it trying to defame him. I'm just tired of that. Yeah, if you could stop being political, that'd be cool. No, I think he already went. Like, have you seen the stuff he's posted on here? Like, Nerf herder photography. Have you seen what Mark Hamill's posted on here? He's been political for like a few months, as I noticed. Okay. Also, I'm not really angry. I'm just like, well, yes, I'm a little angry deep down inside, but I'm not gonna like yell at someone. Be like, yeah, you're the biggest hypocrite in the world, Mark. Maybe you should stick to failing franchises. I'm pretty sure Star Wars is a big franchise. Well, he probably doesn't like Star Wars. Also, how is he a hypocrite? What are the other comments? That might be true, but that doesn't mean you're wrong and burns you. Trump at least keeps his promises, yeah. But yes, he mostly has kept his promises, but that's not really a positive thing either. Like the only positive thing in that is he kept his promises. But the thing is, his promises, how can I say it slightly? They're terrible. They're basically very terrible. Like build a wall and all that. That's a terrible promise. I'm hoping he does not get that at all. I hope he doesn't get the wall or like other stuff he wanted. Like if he wants to help the economy, fine. That's promise, I guess. That's a good promise, but it's already doing well, so I'm sure you enjoy ripping people you don't agree with, but let's stick to movies. Half your Well, he's allowed to do what he wants. Like, here's the thing. He's probably not going to care what you guys are saying. He's probably sitting down with his iPad looking at all these comments and laughing at most of them because of how terrible. He's probably there, like, just looking at his comments and like, man, people think I'm really going to stop talking about politics. Like, it's my opinion, all that. I like it how people, like, like, actually, wait, no, I don't know where I was going with this. So many liberal snowflakes on this page. No, I'm seeing more Trump supporters here. Or, actually, no, internet trolls, actually, not Trump supporters. I think that makes more sense. I don't know, like I'm not going to say all these people are Trump supporters. I don't know. They're just everybody here. Many people here are basically childish. Dear Mark, stop. I don't care what you think about our president. Well, he cares what he thinks about his president, so I think you need to, you know. Like, if you guys don't like what he's posting, then just unfollow. Like that one guy did who commented he unfollowed. Who would have considered a convention? Sure, but let's be honest. Who would have considered a convention 50 years ago? Maybe one day people will figure out Trump likes to troll you just to show the Democrats splitting hatred. So many can make all these threats and jokes of death towards Trump. So you take what you dish and shut up about your good troll treat every once in a while. The equal America. What did they say? Like, weren't making death threats to Obama, please. Who would have considered non-whites could sit? Okay. The jokes of death. Now, there are some jokes that do go too far on Trump, but in terms of his joke, how is it the joke of death? Like, how? Like, sure, there's like people that really don't like him, and personally, like, with any human being, actually, I don't want someone to, like, kill a guy. Even with someone who's basically as mean as Donald Trump, I don't want him to just, like, kill him. Now, when it comes to movies, my mindset's a little different, because, it's not really real life unless it's movies based on true stories and all that, then I won't, then my mindset will be the same as real life, but here's the thing, like, it's just a joke, and people are like, don't talk about like, don't talk about politics and all that. And he's not making a threat. It's just a joke. And he's also criticizing him, but still. And that splitting hatred, well, spitting hatred? I thought it was like splitting. I thought that's what it said, but it said spitting hatred. Like, spitting hatred, how is that? Like, you just spit at someone and then they're immediately hateful? But, yeah, like, if you don't like the Democrats because you disagree with their views, fine, but, like, I don't know, I just think that whole, like, Democrats are evil is kind of stupid. Like, I just don't like it for any. I just don't like that. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hmm. That doesn't mean anything, though. If you're saying, like, when they both began their presidencies, Obama unemployment, that's because they were still around the financial crisis, so that logic is kind of dumb. Although he did release a stimulus package and all that or whatever, but the economy was still trying to recover. And in terms of approval ratings, yeah, I don't know. A high approval rating? Well, sure, if you want to consider somewhere around the 50, like less than 50, a high approval rating, then yes, he has a high approval rating. But in all seriousness, though, like, Trump's approval ratings aren't that high. Like, they're usually pretty low, like somewhere around the 40s, I think. That would be like the average. 40s. Like, that's, I think, the highest the president can get right now. Like, sure, there's a good economy, but he's still not, like, not that very high. Like, compared to Obama's was probably mostly higher than Trump's. Like, and it's funny how he's trying to use Obama to make Trump look better. Like, that's what I don't like about people trying to defend Trump. Like, fine, if you don't like Trump, fine, if you like Trump, then name some good things, and there's your opinions and all that. But if you're gonna try to defend Trump by saying, "Oh, but look at this president, he did worse," because that, like, "Oh, but look here, here's some of the job description, um, he has a higher approval rating by like 1 digit, but it's 1 digit higher, so that means he's immediately better." Like, I don't know. Like, he's trying to say, like, he had the highest approval rating ever. Then fine. Like, if you think the economy wasn't good under Obama and you think Trump fixed the economy, fine, but if you're going to try to use approval ratings and stuff to help him, I'm just going to skip the comment. How long has it been? 30 minutes. How many comments are here? I'll read this last comment. If anyone knows about corrupt leaders, it's like Skywalker. It's Luke Skywalker. I listen to him if I were you. I know that's a joke, but, like, it basically makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to stop right there. Like, there's like almost 2,000 comments. Like, if you don't know, he has made fun of Trump from time to time. Well, I can't find some here right now, but he has actually. What's this? Like, Oh yeah, that's a star. But I was going to talk about Trump's star that's now gone, but yeah, like that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. Because the comments were hilarious. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop now. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Bye.